Welcome to my messy barn. I need to figure out trailer brakes on my Unimog now. When I got my truck, it had rusty parts. So it had a glide hand, black. It had a glide hand, red, with a valve to turn it on or off. And it had a glide hand, yellow. It had this valve, which I'm unsure of where it went or what it did because I don't have any pictures of it. And it had, that was loud, had these two valves. So I believe this is what they call the four-way valve. 1, 2, 3, three-way, I don't know. And this bolted up under the truck, and I believe this went to the parking brake. So when you pull the parking brake, it either dumped air or filled air. Now, I know that stuff was junk. So I contacted Vaughn at Vaughn's Mog and said I want to keep trailer brakes on this truck eventually. He sold me this mess of stuff. I think this is off of a case truck, so it's totally different than what I had. Fortunately, here's the banjos that go off of the brake booster. That's definitely a bracket that goes into the grill, and hoses that go back to carry the air pressure. Other than that, I don't know what any of this stuff does or where it goes. I've got this valve. I've got this valve, which has an electric solenoid on it with a plug. It's definitely loose down there. I have these 4 valves, which is just a giant mess of stuff. It looks like that would have been bolted to the frame. Probably upside down like that. This looks like it's probably parking brake, which I'm thinking it might be, or that's load sensing. And then it came with this valve group, which that and that look very similar. So I'm wondering if this isn't just a secondary truck that he had, and that's what I bought from him. I don't remember. It's been several years. Okay. So I have no idea what I need there. Let's go take a look at the truck. Now over here on the truck, I have basically nothing. It's a single circuit drum brake system with the wiring hanging down on it right now because I haven't put that back up. I have the U to bypass the trailer brake system. So I know that comes out and gets replaced with those 2 lines that get fed down. I think one of those lines is pressure side and the other side is service side, or constant pressure, and then brake pressure. Other than that, I have just a simple line coming from compressor through the air regulator on that side, crosses under with this really nice high pressure Teflon line to the air tank up, goes in there to a T somewhere, T's off, goes to the overflow valve, which goes to the air lockers as well as the air horn, and then just one line goes up right now to that booster. So obviously on the back of the truck I'll need glad hands. So I will need to modify that cross member or make it mount off of that side of the tail lights. Like I put the wiring there. This is all wired now for a regular 7-way, American 7-way, which I prefer. This German stuff is kind of a mess, to be honest. So I cut the air hoses off of it because I didn't think that I would ever use them. I was gonna figure out a different way, but now I'm looking at it like, well, maybe I do need the air hoses. So those get reattached to the trailer on this side. There's the new 7-way. So that controls parking lights, tail lights, stop lights, and turn signals. There's a converter back in there to split it off again. Now on the trailer side, here's this mess of plumbing as well. There's what looks like an overflow valve, feeds in from the red side, Looks like, I don't know what any of this stuff does, I'll be honest. Has this valve in here. I don't know what that does either. So I don't speak German, so Leer loose, I think it has something to do with like the air pressure on the trailer brakes themselves. So if you have a heavier load, you change it to a heavier setting. I was kind of tinkering with it yesterday and putting air pressure into those lines, and it does actuate the cans underneath, which are those guys, which is kind of funny. So there's one can, two can, and then there's actually an air tank underneath there too, and I'm not sure if the air tank gets charged and that's what your parking brake uses. It also has this handbrake, so it pulls on these cables, which also pull, the can also pulls those, air can also pulls those, and then it's just a regular cable brake down into the axles. So I know it's kind of silly, but I would really like to have the air brakes working on this again. I ditched them thinking I would never, ever, ever use them because I would never find one of these trailers. And then I found this trailer. And this trailer is cool. It holds 1.5 tons, and, well, I'm not sure if it's German ton or American ton. I've got more research to do on that. But it's got a bunch of leaves in it right now. And I'd really like to use it. So, help. Thank you.